my channel. So today I'm going to share with you all the stuff that I loved most this last month of January. And I kind of have a lot of stuff, so let's just get started right away. So the first thing I want to share with you is a book that I read towards the end of December and finished it up in January. I don't have the actual book because I read all my books mostly on my Kindle app, which I just love because I love to read before I fall asleep at night. And the light doesn't keep Jimmy up, so it's kind of nice. But the book is called Hands-Free Life, and it's so good. It's a little bit Pollyanna-ish in that I know some people in the reviews were saying this is just too good to be true. Her life can't really be like this, but I personally found it really inspiring because I really do believe it just comes down to how we handle situations, and it doesn't have to be so dramatic or so emotional or it just, if we can just work on our perspective and being present in how we handle things, our life can look more Pollyanna-ish. It doesn't mean life will be perfect. We will still have trials and hard times, but it doesn't have to be the end all if our perspective and how we handle those times is a positive one. So even though I don't have the actual book, I do have my bullet journal, and I always keep track of the books I'm reading and the things I'm highlighting in the book. So I thought I would just pick a couple quotes that I loved most and inspire you to go check the book out. I'm going to be reading The Hands-Free Life, which is actually her first book, just to, really drive home the point. I think it'll be good. Here's one quote that I really loved. "The best gift to myself and others would be the freedom from self-induced pressure. More than an attractive appearance, more than press-worthy triumphs, more than a glowing reputation for being able to do it all, I wanted to live each day well. I wanted to live today well," which is kind of my focus for 2016. And when I choose a focus for a year, it's not like I'm just focusing on it for that year. I focus on it for that year in order to make it a lifestyle change, so then it becomes a part of my life, a part of my character, a part of my mindset, and I can take that forward into my life. So that's kind of wraps up what I'm trying to work on this year. This is really hard. How do I narrow this down? There's so many good notes that I took. But here's one that I really loved and I think about all the time since I finished the book, was her talking about the story of her daughter. And her daughter was afraid to jump off the diving board, but she wanted to do swim team. And so she decided she was going to do swim team, but she was going to do it her way, and it didn't look like everybody else. And she has this really amazing, inspiring story that if I try to tell you, I will butcher it, so you have to read it in the book. But the kind of wrap up of the story was, Avery did not take the easy route. Instead, she courageously did what she needed to do to participate. That meant taking the pressure off, rejecting the pressure to do what everyone else was doing, and do what was comfortable to her. Oh, don't you just love that? Reading that and then going through what I'm going through with trying to figure out my place here on YouTube and what I'd like to do with my future here and my family and just all of the things that I've kind of been working through, that really spoke to me. And I go back to that story and I go back to that quote so often. It was so encouraging. So I loved that book. It was definitely a favorite, and I can't wait to read The Hands-Free Life next. I do have one more thing I wanted to mention before I dive into all my beauty and other goodies. I am going to be doing these little videos scattered throughout here and there of Q&As with our pastor. So if you have a question that you would like our pastor to answer, leave a comment below or send me an email, and I will sit down with him probably once a month or every other month and just film a bunch of the questions and then put them up as videos. So if there's something that you've always wanted to get a pastor's perspective on, whether it's about the Bible or life decisions or things going on in your life, our pastor is happy to answer those for you. So I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that in the beginning of the video in case I forget. So if you have a question, something you want me to sit down with Pastor Matt and ask him, let me know in the comments or send me an email, summersaldana@gmail.com. Okay, now it's time to get into the rest of these favorites, and I'm going to try and go through these quickly. So I got a couple things that were sent to me by AnnKit, and I love them. I love that website. They have the cutest stuff. This phone case is definitely a favorite, and I love it because it's a little bit, it's like sticky, not sticky, but if you set it on your dashboard or if you set it on something, it's not going to slip off. It's not slippery, which I really love. But I just love the pattern, and I have a long wish list of all the different phone cases that I want to try out from them because they're really cute. And another thing they've sent me that I love and have been using a ton are these noise canceling headphones. I've actually started using these to edit my videos, so when my kids are running around making a ton of noise, I just plug this into the computer and I can edit and drown them out a little bit, which is kind of nice. And I even have been using these in the car, so if we have a longer drive and Jimmy's driving, we kind of have different ideas of what we like to listen to in the car. And I love listening to podcasts when I'm in the car. I just feel like if I'm going to be in the car for a long time, I kind of want to learn. Sometimes I just want to listen to music, but sometimes I want to learn or listen to church or listen to different sermons, or I have a long podcast list. So anyway, I've been bringing these in the car as well and just plugging it into the phone, and then I can listen to what I want to listen to and Jimmy can listen to what he wants to listen to. Okay, beauty products. I have a lot of hair stuff that I have been trying out and using and loving, and right now I'm just in this phase, I guess, of not wanting to do a whole lot with my hair. So my hair today is completely air dried. I did not use a curling iron. I just used my flat iron a little bit to flatten out my bangs because they can get kind of an 80s curl on their own, which is not the look I'm going for. But I have a few products that I use for my hair while it's still wet, and then I just air dry it and go on about my day. I don't know why I'm holding this because I'm not talking about that yet. So when I first got out of the shower, I put this Living Proof Restore Instant Repair just on the ends of my hair and a little bit up here, kind of where the blonde is. I just put this on just to kind of protect it and restore the split ends or the dry ends. So I do a little bit of this, and I love this. And then I take this Innersense Quiet Calm Curl Control. This is amazing. It's free of toxins, silicones, resins, phthalates, and parabens. It has coconut oil and it has so many good ingredients. But I put just a little bit in my palm, and then I just scrunch up my hair. I'll flip my hair over and just scrunch it all up, and it kind of just helps form the curl a little bit, and it also adds in moisture so my hair won't be really frizzy like it can be. So I do that, and then it sounds like a lot of products, but they seem to all go together so well without weighing my hair down. And then I finish up with this Biosilk. I got this from Costco so long ago. I don't even know if they still make this. I hope they do because I don't know what I'll do when it goes out. But this is the Silk Therapy, and I'll just take another tiny little drop, not tiny, I would say like dime size drop in my palm. And then I just do the same thing as I did with the curl control, just kind of scrunch it up into my hair. And I feel like this just kind of seals everything in, and it just, again, it takes out any frizz and kind of shapes the waves. And that is all I've been doing with my hair. But sometimes if I feel like I need a little boost on the second day, this Matrix Volume Fixer is amazing. It smells so good. So sometimes I'll just take like the roots of my hair and I'll just spray a little bit in here and then kind of go, you know, a little bit like this, and it just gives my hair a little bit of volume if I need it. So I've loved this for adding volume, plus it just makes my hair smell so good. For my bangs, I've been going between these two products also from Matrix. This one is the Shape Switcher. This is a molding paste, and it has a hold of 5, so it's from the scale of 1 to 5. This is a 5. And they smell so good, like a smoothie. That's what it smells like. They smell like smoothies. And then this one is the Overachiever. This is a 4 on hold, and this is a 3-in-1 cream paste wax. And this one's just a little bit, like that one's more solid. This one is a little bit more gel. I don't know how to explain these. I'm terrible. But both of them work really well for my bangs and just kind of adding some texture and separating them a little bit. And then sometimes even on the second day, I might add it a little bit to the ends just to piece out my ends. Or if I curl my hair, I'll use one of these two just on the ends or on the curls just to kind of piece them out. And then for makeup, I don't really have a whole lot new to share with you that I love. But I do have a few brushes I wanted to talk about and a mascara. So first of all, this Butter London mascara has been the mascara that I have been wearing during the week. So it's kind of just an everyday mascara. It doesn't flake, it doesn't run, and it's not too dramatic or it doesn't look overdone. It does add length. I'm not sure I would say it adds a ton of volume, but it does really separate your lashes and gives them really beautiful length and just makes me look more awake during the day. So I really love that. It does have this little ball at the end, which I thought would be weird to use, but it's not. It just kind of gets in there and separates them out if you need to. So yeah, I really love this. I don't wear this mascara necessarily on days where I'm doing a full face of makeup because usually I like a little bit more dramatic lashes on those days, but every day if I'm just wearing like a lip gloss and mascara, this mascara is the one I've loved most. I was going to talk about 3 brushes, but for the sake of time, I'm going to narrow it down to 2. This one here is by It Cosmetics. This is my most favorite powder brush. It is dense, it is soft, and it just works so well. And then this side I love for getting into the little crevices. Sometimes I get red here on the sides of my nose because of my glasses, because I'm a blind old lady and I wear my glasses a lot, so it leaves these red marks on the sides of my nose. Or if I have a blemish, which I have a lot of those going on right now, I can really get into the blemish and just kind of dab the powder. I have started keeping this in my purse because it's such an essential brush. It's just amazing. I kind of want another one, so I have one for home and one for my purse. It's the best brush ever. And then finally, this brush by Royal and Langnickel. This is just the big fluffy powder brush. I love this on days where I'm not wearing makeup, but I do want a little bit of coverage, so I'll just bust out my Cover FX. This is the powder, Pressed Mineral Foundation Powder, and I'll just swirl it and then buff it into my skin, and it just applies it really evenly and beautifully, and it's a soft brush. And so this is one that I find I use pretty often. But on the days where I need more coverage or more powder, or if I need to reapply throughout the day, that's when I use the It Cosmetics one. So I think that you kind of need a big fluffy powder brush, but then you also need this dense one too. I don't think you need a ton of brushes in your life, but these are 2 that I think are kind of essentials for just day-to-day makeup, you know? Alright you guys, so that's everything that I loved most in January. As always, I want to hear the stuff that you're using and loving and the suggestions that you have, so make sure to leave a comment below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys are having a great day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Okay, we're at brunch, and Kendra's about to rearrange our food.